genuinely consider it an honor and a privilege to be the campus pastor right here at the Yellow Box. I cannot fully express through words how excited I am about this all-in initiative and what it will mean for us as a campus in the coming years. I look forward to the opportunity to expand our reach through a new auditorium and a renovated lobby space. I can't wait to see the expansion of our restorative efforts in East Aurora. But one could argue that the most critical aspect of our all-in vision will be our focus on reproduction. Since our inception as a church, we've always had a desire to plant other churches and campuses that embody a similar vision to help more people find their way back to God. It's through the reproduction of churches that the kingdom of God can expand exponentially. The Yellow Box has always played a catalytic role in starting new campuses and churches. We've planted campuses like Plainfield, East Aurora, and in our Naperville downtown campus. We've also had the opportunity to plant churches like Mission Church in Roselle, Illinois, Restore Christian Church in Kansas City, and Reunion Christian Church in Boston. Through All In, our desire is to create training spaces that will allow us as a campus to reproduce future church leaders who will be better equipped than ever before. Currently, we have a leadership residency program for future church planters or campus planters. They already gain life-on-life training as they shadow a campus pastor at one of our community locations. The training spaces at the Yellow Box will ultimately allow us to gather these residents weekly and provide specific skill training and make them even more successful. We intend to equip Yellow Box residents while also investing in residents from other community locations. In coming years, we believe that we could help send dozens of trained planters to start new churches and new campuses that will help more people find their way back to God. I think our lead pastor, Dave Ferguson, said it best. The auditorium will enable us to reach hundreds, if not thousands, but the training space will enable us to reach thousands, if not tens of thousands. I'd like to introduce you to John Peacock, who is a former leadership resident here at the Yellow Box, who now serves as lead pastor of Mission Church in Roselle, Illinois. John has been doing a phenomenal job in his first year of leading Mission Church. Let's hear from him about the value of investing in church planters like himself.
My name is John Peacock, and I'm the lead pastor of Mission Church, a brand new church plant just outside of Schaumburg in an area that we call the 10. A year prior to our grand opening, I was at Community Christian Church doing a leadership residency, following around Shawn Williams, learning the ins and outs of how to lead and plant a church. And as I was walking up and down the hallways of the Yellow Box campus, often my mind was filled with dreams of people, all kinds of people, finding their way back to Him. And what's been incredible in the last year, since our grand opening, has been seeing some of those dreams become a reality.
My name is Carlos Segura. I was born in Mexico. I've been living in Hanover Park for about 2 years. I've been going to Mission Church for about a year. I went to college and I was running away from God. I wasn't even trying to find Him. I know He was there. I know He was like, I'm not going anywhere. Where are you gonna go, And then just when I got together with my girlfriend, she was always going to church, and that was the open door for me. So I just kind of walked in. Walking into Mission Church for the first time, it was pretty welcoming. It was really just friendly, and I felt really comfortable and kind of at home. After going for a while to Mission, there was a week in February where John Peacock spoke about getting past your personal failures, and the series was called Breaking History.
Carlos didn't share his story with me out of the gate, but we began to get to know each other a little bit, and he was open with me, and it was clear that he's one of these guys that, man, I didn't know him, didn't know his name, but I've been praying about for a long time. And I'll never forget the Sunday where we were talking about getting past your personal failures. As I was preparing for that message, I felt very, very strongly from God that I was supposed to give an old-fashioned, old school kind of invitation to respond to Jesus.
So throughout that talk, I'm just listening, and I'm like, man, yeah, I gotta get past these. This is not what God intended. He forgives me. He wants me to get through those things, I was sitting down, I had my eyes closed, and as I have my eyes closed, and I know He's gonna say this. I know He's ready to ask this question. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna stand up.
And as I was just finishing the clear invitation to stand to your feet and say yes to Jesus, I was just finishing it, and bam! I'll never forget, I was up on the stage, down to my left, third row, there's Carlos, standing to his feet,
And yeah, I stood up, and just a weird feeling, and it was really, really comforting feeling, peaceful feeling, like just great. It was really cool.
I'd been talking with Dave and Shawn Williams and all these guys around New Thing and community about for a long time. That broke history for me. I mean, that was the first and clearest person of Mission Church saying yes to the gospel, finding their way back to him, and that definitely broke history for Carlos in his life, and he hasn't been the same since. And it's been incredible to see God continue to work in his life.
It was kind of like a rapid change. Like, you know, when you accept Jesus, it's not like, okay, well, let's get in slowly, you know, into the water. No, it's like, my life's changed. I got to do things differently, start reading the Bible more. I got baptized in May, so that was pretty awesome. My sister moved from Texas to live here, and she's going there. She's been baptized. Her husband has been baptized. Their kids are a big part of the church. It's just been awesome in the way that it's affected just immediate people around me.
I know there's plenty of times where you probably sit there on a weekend wondering, you know, what kind of impact are we having? You know, not only here, but outside the walls of this community. And I know firsthand what kind of impact you're having. Your generosity, your influence, it has far exceeded the four walls of Community Christian Church. It is impacting Carlos's life. This is one person of many. I think in this last year, we've seen over 40 people give their life to Christ and get baptized. And when you trace it back, it's really incredible to think about that there were people sitting in these seats, you know, not too long ago that said yes to help us start. Some people from this church left this church, like 48 of you, to come be part of our church, to help Mission Church get off the ground. And so, man, we are forever grateful. We may never know of the impact of just taking the next right, faith-filled step. And when it comes to generosity, this is part of what it looks like to be all in. And there are times where we get to see some of the evidence of our generosity, but more times than not, we will never know this side of heaven of the way that God has translated every single dollar that we have given back to Him into a life touched, into a community changed, you know, into a city that could look more and more like His original design. And so I consistently encourage people and encourage myself to make that next faith-filled decision to open our hands and to entrust back to Him what He's already given to us. We may never know the impact, but this is part of the joy, and I feel like the excitement and the adventure of being all in for Him and His kingdom.